Pure chaos behind the celebrity curtain. Sex toys and AR-15 parts in hidden closets. Despicable actions taking place in hotel rooms filled with baby oil, aliases like Frank Black, and a Porsche set ablaze after a love triangle turned deadly serious. Makeup artist in tears? Former assistant spilling secrets under immunity. And then there's the psychologist, breaking down trauma bonds, silence, and manipulation like a criminal playbook. This isn't a movie, it's the trial of the decade. And today, we saw the underbelly of a music empire unravel in real time. Let's take you inside the courtroom. What really happened, and why this might be the testimony that finally cracks the case wide open. The Diddy case. Week 2.
Welcome back to Viral Buzz Loop. I'm Vanessa McKenney. Kid Cudi, known to his fans as a Grammy-winning artist, took the witness stand. He described a chilling sequence of events from late 2011 to early 2012, beginning with a frantic phone call from Cassie Ventura.
Cassie, distressed and shaken, told Kid Cudi that Diddy had just discovered their relationship. What followed? A break-in at Cudi's home. Gifts were tampered with, security cameras repositioned, and his dog locked in a bathroom.
Cudi said he filed a police report that very day. Weeks later, his Porsche was set ablaze in what he described as an attack involving a Molotov cocktail. A friend sent him photos burned out, gutted, evidence he wouldn't forget.
He eventually confronted Diddy. They met alone, and Cudi described Combs standing silently by a window, hands behind his back eerily still, like a Marvel villain, when they finally met. When Cudi asked about the car, Diddy claimed ignorance. But in Cudi's words, he was lying.
Now let's bring in George Kaplan, Diddy's former executive assistant. His testimony came under an immunity order. At first, he invoked the Fifth, but once compelled, Kaplan told the court about his years with Diddy. The man worked 80 to 100 hours weekly, jet-setting, prepping hotel rooms, picking up liquor, clothing, even drugs.
He described one incident after a Grammy weekend in 2010. Ventura had injuries, swollen eye, busted lip, bruises. Mila Morales, Cassie's former makeup artist and friend, took her in, fearing for their lives. Morales testified but didn't call the police.
Kaplan also recounted instances of alleged violence, one on a private jet, where he heard glass shatter and saw Ventura trying to distance herself from Combs. Another time, he witnessed Combs throwing green apples at a different girlfriend.
He stayed on the job for months after, but eventually his conscience won. Kaplan left, citing family illness to Diddy. But in court, he admitted it was the violence. And despite all he saw, he still texted Diddy on birthdays, called the job a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Switching back to the witness box, clinical psychologist Dr. Dawn Hughes. Though she never assessed anyone in this case, her testimony explained the psychological roots of trauma bonding, why victims stay, why they delay disclosure, and the numbing pull of substances amid abuse.
The defense challenged her credibility, pressing on her work history and frequency of testimony. Hughes acknowledged she's a professional witness, charging $600 an hour. But she held her ground, unapologetically.
And then, there was the forensic evidence. Special Agent Joshua Croft revealed data from 3 laptops tied to Ventura. One was wiped. One logged into a profile named Frank Black, a nod to Notorious B.I.G., and one was damaged beyond use.
Frederick Zemmer, the Beverly Hills hotel manager, followed. His hotel record showed Combs using aliases: Jackie Starr, Ryan Lopez, Frank White. Notes from staff warned of excessive oil use, candle wax spills and added $1,000 damage deposits for his stays.
What's clear is that the prosecution is laying down a complex narrative, one mixing personal trauma, public behavior, and an entourage that often cleaned up behind closed doors. And let's not forget what hangs over all of this: Christina Coram, Combs's former chief of staff, named in civil suits but not criminally charged. Her name came up again and again. Disappointed, saddened. Still working for Combs up until recently, Kaplan said.
As the week closed, prosecutors revealed their next move. More witnesses from Combs' inner circle and testimony from the LAPD and LA Fire Department. They're not done. This isn't just a trial about what happened in hotel rooms or on private jets. It's about the structure, the machinery that may have enabled it. A world where employees cleaned up rooms with no questions asked, where aliases were used to hide a lifestyle, and where victims, even when battered and bruised, often walked away in silence.
For now, court is adjourned for the Memorial Day weekend. The jury has been instructed to avoid all media, all conversations. But as they head home, the echoes of these testimonies will likely follow.
Because this story isn't just about Sean Combs, it's about power, control, the consequences of silence, and the people who finally decided to speak.
We'll be back with more when court resumes. Until then, stay informed.